Good morning, scallywags. I'm Danny.
And I'm Spoo. Thanks for watching the show.
It's Friday. Typically that's a rant day for us, but we're going to do a little something different today.
Change it up a little bit.
Changing it up. We've got some viewer questions.
Trying not to make anyone mad this week. But,
wait. That's a thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
I apologize to everybody.
It's a variety. So we want you to know us. So we've opened it up to your questions, and we've got a few of our questions over here. Scoochie's going to read them off for us, interview style, and you're going to get to know us a little bit better. So fire away.
Okay, so the first question is coming from Curtis Gilbert. What inspired you to do the show?
You want to go first?
I've always, for the longest time, I've wanted to do something on YouTube. Trying to, whether it be a paranormal show or riffing on certain things, or just having my own basic blog. And, Spoo and I have become pretty good friends over the last 2 years, so it was just kind of a really good, fit.
2 years. I've known him since high school. We actually were mortal enemies in high school, but we did recently, over the last few years, become best friends. That's a story for another day.
Yeah,
actually, I think we kind of teased on it one point.
Teased it before. Yeah.
I don't remember if we just talked about it before. Anyway.
It will be a story for later.
We started out with the cosplay stuff, the Riddler series and things like that, and there will be more of that in the future. But I wanted to do something that was more of an ongoing thing. With like the cosplay stuff, it was just a, hey, I've got a day free. Who's available? Let's shoot something, and then it may or may not work out. But I wanted to, most of your big YouTube channels out there, they have a new videos every Friday or whatever, and I've always been a fan of it. Well, at first we talked about things about. We came really close to doing something where we were riffing on music videos or YouTube videos, doing like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of style, making fun of them and things like that. Then we realized that we really wanted to do music videos, but we realized with licensing and copyright that wasn't going to work. So then it became just YouTube videos, and that's been done with Tosh.0 and what's the rip-off of that? Ridiculousness or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then just recently I became, I've watched it on and off, but somehow I got on a tangent where I spent an entire day watching Good Mythical Morning. And I fell in love with that show. And like I said, I've always liked it, always been a fan of it, but just something clicked and I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do. I want to not steal their idea by any means, but something along that spirit of thing. A blog style, almost like a video podcast, sharing opinions with like-minded people, getting input from the viewers, and going from there. So then it became, how challenging do we want to make this? Do we want to do once a week or whatever? And it became Monday through Friday. We, show secret, if you haven't realized, we do shoot all of a week's episodes in one day. But that may change in the future, who knows? But I'm rambling. So there you have it. Next question.
Okay, so this next question also comes from Curtis again. What other internet projects have you done?
Obviously the Riddler series, that was kind of my baby for a while there, and I want to, that series ended. I mean, I know it ended on a kind of a cliffhanger, but that was meant to be the end of that. Now we did have one, the Riddler Goes to the Dungeons of Doom or whatever. We will finish that one probably around October. I wanted to leave it hanging for a good long time, but we will do more of the cosplay stuff, spread it out, just kind of a special thing every once in a while. I want to open it up to different characters, different storylines, make it kind of a bigger world and whatnot. But I've done that. I've done a lot of video products for like marriages, photo collage type things. I'm the videographer for VisionCon, so I do a lot of the work for that. So I've done quite a bit.
Personally, this is my first foray onto the internet, but I've always wanted to do fan movies. I've always wanted to write and film my own fan movies based around comic book characters, which actually leads into a lot of things that Shpoo's doing with his projects. So, there's potential for collaborations there.
Yeah, eventually Scallywag Productions. We will once I get better equipment, which I've got some new software coming in here very shortly, actually. So quality is going to get better. Obviously, we're planning on getting a stage mic. We've gotten some complaints about the sound. We understand that. I have one. It's just not up for what we need. We need something better. So we're going to build on our equipment, and then I actually, Scallywag Productions has always been meant to grow into making movies and videos, and not just YouTube stuff, but actual feature-length type things. So.
Next question, Squishy.
Okay. The next question comes from Adam Bass. Are you holding to any of your themes?
I think we are. I mean, so far at least. I mean, keep in mind we're what, week 3? This is week 3. So far, I think we are keeping to a lot of our themes. Mondays are always going to be what you missed, and Fridays are always going to be pretty much whatever we want to talk about.
The basic formula for a week, we've got what you missed on Mondays. We have your worst week Wednesdays. Fridays is always meant to be basically our opinion type things. That's where the rants and things come in. And then we consider Tuesdays and Thursdays what we call our floating topic days. So you'll notice that that's where we do, we did weather, we did the should be superstars of YouTube, we've got...
we've done paranormal things.
Yes, a little bit of everything. So floating topics on those days. But other than that, I mean, we don't really have kind of a theme necessarily, but
this show's always a work in progress because we're looking for things from you guys.
We want it to be as much us as possible. So we don't want to be. We're not playing a character here. This is Shpoo talking. This is Danny talking to you. That's why we always encourage you guys to comment and things like that. So as much as we can, What's next?
Another question from Adam. Jorts. Are they in style?
No, they're not. Jean shorts. Okay, well
this was a longer question. Go ahead and read the whole thing. This was like a paragraph.
Yeah, this is a much longer.
On men and women, just women, torn or clean. Age you can't wear them anymore. Oh, geez. And what is the acceptable length of shorts on men in general? One fashion magazine says no shorter than 1 inch above the knee and no longer than 3 inches below. Thoughts on that?
Okay. I'll let you go.
By all means.
Number one, jean shorts are acceptable on anybody as long as they're store manufactured.
I disagree.
I really don't like, and this is my opinion, and Shpoo's going to differ. I don't like the cut-off jeans. The frayed look, the tattered look, it just doesn't look right on guys. Now girls, by all means, that could definitely change. I don't want to be sexist, and I don't want to think anybody out there thinks I'm a male pig, but acceptable length of shorts varies, and I think it's all very, yes.
Nothing. Well, I'm just listening.
And I think it all depends upon the person's confidence. I really do. My personal opinion is on my body, I want it to be around the knee length. I don't want it to be, crotch huggers. True?
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
So this is I was honestly expecting to get some flack for this one. Jean shorts on guys that went out in around 1991ish, I think. Cut off style. Now as far as like jean shorts, store bought, whatever, fine. Not my thing. Some guys can pull it off, and that's totally fine. On girls, I think anything goes. Cut off, store bought, fine. I don't like the dirty. I think it's ridiculous for stores to sell a dirty look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like the jeans from Nordstrom.
we're going to
$400.
we're going to put fake mud on these things, and then we're going to up the price.
We're going to charge you $200 for fake mud stain.
Yeah, and I think that's personally stupid. However, anybody that knows me, you know that pretty much every day I've got cut off things, but
it's a good thing it's a little dark in here.
I don't wear jeans though. I actually prefer slacks. I think that dress pants or slacks, they're very comfortable, and I'll wear those types of shorts year round. Now personally on myself, I like it to go a couple 2-3 inches below the knee. I like it shants, I think they're called, like the short pants, like mid shin kind of thing. But
like
that's just me. I mean, and somebody else wearing those could look completely ridiculous. But my opinion, it works on me.
Mid calves are called capris for women, just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question.
Culottes.
Another question from Adam.
Oh boy.
It's chock full of them. Also, Wonder Woman is an amazing film. We all agree on that. But why is everyone acting like there has never been a powerful woman figure action hero before?
Yes.
What about Linda Carter, Red Sonja, Xeno Warrior Princess, or Buffy, for crying out loud?
That is an excellent question, and thank you, Adam, for bringing that up.
Very good question.
I mean, and it goes even beyond that. Linda Carter, drawing a blank. Zedekana from Terminator.
Yeah.
What is her name? I can't think of it. Oh wow, I am drawing a blank.
Well, it's not Sigourney Weaver, but Sigourney Weaver from Aliens.
There have been tons of, Alice from the Resident Evil movies.
Mm-hmm.
There are tons of movies that have completely just awesome female heroes in them that could, and honestly, that was actually Ripley in Alien was supposed to, in the script, was written as a man. And the part actually went to Sigourney Weaver, almost as not a bet, not a challenge. Yeah, we know this is gonna be a long episode. Deal with it. Fridays tend to go a little long. We know. We just looked that down at the clock here. But the studio didn't think that anyone would buy into a strong female lead.
They were wrong.
And that's honestly why they went that route. And it worked. I mean, we keep this thing pretty clean. Try to as family friendly as possible. And I'm going to break that rule here for 1 second. But you watch Aliens, and that point whenever Ripley looks at the alien queen and says,
"Get away from her, you bitch!"
Absolutely. I want to see an Expendables style movie, or even in the Expendables, whatever. Have there's another separate team or whatever that's all women. There was talk about doing that.
Yeah, back
a couple years ago.
The second or third one, yeah.
Yeah, what happened to that? I'd watch it. I'd love to see that.
I loved Buffy on TV. I think Buffy was a very not to be confused with the Buffy movie, which was
my favorite jacket.
Yeah.
Kill her.
The Buffy TV show was very powerful. It really stylized not only Sarah Michelle Gellar as this strong female lead, but it also gave us the whole, and I hate to use the term Scooby-Doo team, but it kind of was.
Well, they call it it had not only the action, but it also had the drama, but with the drama, she wasn't your typical, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me, I'm going to go cry and be depressed for 6 months.
No, she broke up. Boyfriend broke up, and she went and killed vampires.
She went and kicked some butt.
Yeah.
How to properly handle it.
Linda Carter going way back into the 70s. She was definitely a lead for a lot of things. I think Linda Carter, in my opinion, broke a lot of grounds for things like Charlie's Angels.
So everyone is so scared of being sexist all the time or saying something that will offend someone, but let me pose this to you, and that is by saying that finally we have a strong female character that people can get behind. Isn't that a little sexist? Seeing as how we've had plenty of them to choose from in the past? Think about it.
Next question, Scoochie.
The next question comes from Harley Quidler. What book or comic book would you like to see turned into a movie that hasn't already been done?
So many.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from. Can we?
Savage Dragon.
Yeah, well, actually,
Love a
that's
Savage Dragon
with
movie.
today's CGI, that would be really
Absolutely.
good.
I want to see a good Spawn.
A good
too.
Spawn movie would be.
I'm not
good.
gonna even pretend like the old Spawn existed because it was terrible. But I know Todd McFarlane's talking about it, wants to do it, and he said it's gonna be a hard R, but I'll believe it when I see it.
I think certain things with the Deadpool movie and with the new Logan movie, we're starting to get these R-rated comic book characters. So that leads me to believe I want a rebooted Punisher. An actually good Punisher.
Right.
I mean, the Daredevil Netflix series gives a really decent Punisher.
We've had Ghost Rider appear on screen. We've had Blade appear on screen. Throw in Morbius somewhere.
Yeah.
Give me a Sons of Midnight movie.
Oh, please.
Oh.
With the Man-Thing?
Oh my God.
Oh, with the Man-Thing. Speaking of Man-Thing
Swamp
would be...
Thing. Give me a Swamp Thing.
Give me a good
Give me
Swamp
a Justice League Dark and in there include Dr. Fate in there. Dr. Fate's always been one of my favorite characters, but I don't think he's strong enough to do a whole movie on himself.
Nah, Doctor Strange was good enough to give it by himself, but yeah,
Not
I agree.
Strange, Fate, yeah.
Dr. Fate probably is not good enough by
Completely
himself.
different universes.
I understand, yeah, I understand.
I think I just jumped to a conclusion there mid-sentence, but I see where you were going. Strange worked in his own movie where Fate would not.
Fate would more obviously work with a team.
With a team, yeah.
Next question, Scoochie.
Okay. The next question comes from Amanda Gamwell. What got you into cosplay?
I've always had kind of an unhealthy obsession with the Riddler. if that's not obvious.
It's not obvious. Look at the channel.
And I've honestly been look at any of the videos prior to the show. I've been writing scripts since I was a kid. I mean a little kid. And one of the first ones I ever wrote was a Batman movie. I mean, we're talking it was like 10 pages long, but still. And the bad guy in it was the Riddler, and it was kind of a darker version of the Riddler. But I just I don't know. I love Halloween. I've worked at the Hotel of Terror for 22 years, so I love getting dressed up, and it just I don't know, slipping into another character for a while. It's fun. And kind of lets you, forget about your own problems for a while.
I can't even say it any better than that. Cosplay just lets you do things. Here of late, I've been one of the few people to do the Wolverine at VisionCon. So I like the idea of being somebody different for even a few hours. I don't have to be me. I don't have to worry about anything.
There's some unspoken universal rule that says that once you grow up, that you can't play anymore, and that's just wrong. They say that's about as dumb as when they say that you're not supposed to enjoy work. That's why it's called work. Well, why?
It's why you mash your skill set with something that you like to do and you get your dream job.
Yes,
There you go.
exactly.
There you go.
That's why there's people out there that enjoy their lives, because they don't get down by these rules, if you want to call them that. I mean, just, you have an imagination. You were a child and you got to play and enjoy your life at one point in time. Bring it back. Bring it back, and you will enjoy your life so much more. And that is my advice to you. Next question.
Okay, the next question comes from Kevin Cawley. What was your initial reaction to the news that you were going to become a father for the first time?
Oh, man.
Panic. I'm not gonna lie. I panicked. I didn't know how to take it. I literally that evening when I found out I was going to be a father, I broke the news to my parents, and my father took me out to the golf course driving range, and I literally hit buckets of balls till my hands bled, trying to work through all these different scenarios and frustrations in my head. And I remember the one thing that he told me is he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "Son, you're now going to be a dad, and you have to figure things out on your own." At the time I didn't know what he meant, but now looking back after being a dad for, I don't know,
Figuring
years.
things out on your own is pretty much a daily thing.
Yeah, it literally means sometimes we make it up as we go along, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's no being a parent rule book, unfortunately. But for me, it was. I just have the one daughter, but my ex-wife and I had tried for over a year. We actually tried to. Well, it wasn't actually trying to get pregnant, but it was also not trying to not get pregnant. So we were kind of wanting it to happen, and it just wasn't happening. And it was right around the time, as is usually the case, it was right around the time that we decided, we're both young, we enjoy going out and hanging out, and a kid would just kind of, make it that impossible and everything, and then suddenly, hey, guess what? It worked finally. So I had just utter terror go through me, but that was very short-lived. I think about the time we started making all the phone calls to the family and stuff, the excitement kind of came in, and it went from being, oh my God, I'm going to be a dad, to I want to be a freaking dad. So, and it gets better all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another question from Kevin. What's your absolute favorite horror movie of all time?
Ooh, God.
The original the original Exorcist.
Yeah, we're running the longest
Yeah, we're
episode
running a little
ever.
longest episode ever, but yeah, the original Exorcist. I love the original Exorcist. Scariest movie I saw as a preteen.
I honestly don't know that I can answer this. I mean, I love so many horror movies for totally different reasons. Probably, if I had to choose one, I would say the original Halloween.
That's a good one. That really is.
I love Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
I love just the mysteriousness, and granted, it's just a slasher movie, but just something about it. I love it.
Okay, a third question from Kevin. What specifically got you interested in horror movies?
That kind of goes back to what I just said. I mean, there's different things for different movies.
And there's different genres of horror. We actually touched on this a couple weeks ago.
Fear is... I mean, it gets the adrenaline pumping, it gets the imagination running, and it goes back to what we said about like Hitchcock and how your brain is, going to come up with the biggest, scariest thing possible. I don't know, it's excitement.
Yep.
Alright, the next question comes from James Martin. Who would you go to a bar with? Thor or Iron Man?
Depends on how
Iron
much I
Man,
want to
because
drink.
he's going to take you to a better place, and we've seen. Well, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Thor's going to drink you under the table, and he's going to give you drinks that will leave you in a coma, or at least will leave Stan Lee in a coma, like in Avengers 2. But so I'm going to have to say Tony Stark. We've seen him put on a party. Looks like he puts on a pretty good party. So
I have to go with Thor because I would just love to sit back and talk to him about the extra dimensional stuff that he knows. Next question.
Next question comes from Kate Fawcett. What's your favorite game, tabletop and or video? Like video game.
I'm going to go with Cards Against Humanity and video game Knights of the Old Republic. The original.
Final Fantasy VII. And as far as tabletop games, a new one. I love Secret Hitler.
Never heard.
Yep, it's a good game. I think you'd like it. It's a good game. Next one.
Another question from Kate. Marvel or DC?
I'm a DC guy.
I think that's pretty obvious. We're both each sides of the coin here. I'm a Marvel guy, and Shpoo's a DC guy. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate DC characters.
I growing up, my three biggest collections that I had were Batman, Teen Titans. I loved the Titans. I'm so excited for the Titans show that's coming out. Nightwing has always been one of my favorite characters, and Spawn. I love Spawn. I know that's Image. I know, but those were my big three.
X-Men, back during the Chris Claremont, Jim Lee run. Spider-Man with John Romita Sr. And Jr. And then Fantastic Four. With I remember reading a lot of the old Fantastic Four with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby.
Okay. The next question comes from Bijou Pierce.
Bijou.
Bijou. Hi, Bijou.
Chinese or Mexican food?
Both.
Mexican. Specifically, if I had to choose one food to eat for the rest of my life, it would be what is affectionately known as spacos. Any food. Out of all the things that I do in this world, the one thing that I brag about is my cooking. I love to cook, and thank you. And anytime I try to take simple dishes and put my own little twist to it, and tacos became spacos, and they're vastly popular, and probably one of my 2 most popular dishes that I make. But yes, I could eat them every day.
Yeah, I don't see a difference between the two. I'll eat either or. If you give me Chinese one day and Mexican the next day, I'm good to go.
Plus, Duder, my daughter, that's Duder, my nickname for her. She eats Chinese anytime. What do you sounds good for lunch? Chinese. So I'm a little burned out on Chinese food.
Next question, Scoochie.
This question comes from me. You're the best crew member ever. What's your favorite meme?
Ooh.
I actually honestly like a lot of the Kermit the Frog memes where he's talking about a specific subject and then counterpoints it and says that's none of my business. Drinking the Lipton tea.
Lipton tea.
There's a lot of really good ones out there for that.
This one, I'm gonna get a little dark here. Man, that's gonna be like a half-hour long episode. We're really sorry, guys, but hey.
It's cool. It's a chat session.
It is. It's a Q&A, so these usually run long. But this one, I don't open up a lot, so bear with me here. But a few years ago, I hit the lowest point of my life. I've always battled with depression. And back in around, man, I don't even know what year it was, but was diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression disorder. And that was before everything went bad. So I had hit the lowest point of my life, and I came pretty close to taking it out. And of all things, it was a meme that changed my mind. And it was a meme that simply said that suicide does not end your pain, it just gives it to everyone who cares about you. And that, I couldn't get past that. That was something that I simply could not fathom doing, and so I decided that I would rather suffer than make anyone else suffer. I've been through several suicides of friends, and the constantly asking yourself, what could I have done? How could I not see it coming? It's torture. It's absolute torture. If you've never gone through it, I pray that you never do. But I could not do that to the people that I care about, let alone the people that care about me. So sorry to take I tried to keep that as non-dark as possible, but yes, that is my favorite meme because it literally saved my life.
Okay, so this question is from each other to each other. What topics are you most looking forward to tackling?
Oh, good night.
Nice.
Oh, good night. I'm.
Good night.
Good night. I really love doing paranormal stuff with Shpoo. I love talking to ghosts and Loch Ness monsters, and that was yesterday's episode, and aliens, and he comes over every now and then, and we binge watch on YouTube different things, and I enjoy listening and counterpoint with him on those things. So I enjoy. I want to tackle more of that stuff on the show, and we will as progressive. We're not going to make it a running theme or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, we are. I have two. One is one that was when we were kicking around ideas for the very first week of the show. It was one that we talked about doing, and we just haven't done it yet. Something along the lines of the hidden gems of Netflix.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is along the same vein as the Should Be Superstars of YouTube, where We want to find just the most awesomely bad movies on Netflix and share them with you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about things that make Sharknado look like
Oscar
A great
worthy.
movie.
like Citizen Kane, you know. The other is one that we talked about, something I mentioned a few days or last week, mentioned that will happen eventually, and it may happen sooner than later, but I'm ready, I'm waiting for the episode where we get to do an episode while storm chasing.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a blast if we can actually. It's all about timing, and it's all about right location and right time.
Scoochie will not.
Scoochie will not be a part of that as crew, but
I mean, a floating head, it would just be bouncing around all over the back.
Yeah.
So,
if you've ever seen,
Send me straight to the
if you've ever seen
park.
Pee Wee's
we'll
Playhouse,
just stick her on the dashboard.
if you've ever seen Pee Wee's Playhouse, that's Scoochie.
Yeah. Well,
little
we
floating
showed that
box.
before. Yeah,
Yeah.
we showed it before.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, was it today's episode? I think it's today. There's a lot of weird noises happening.
There are a lot of very odd noises.
Vince-
No, I showed
Satisfying.
a visual representation. I showed a picture of Zombie. I believe it was in last Friday's episode.
Yeah.
That's what Scoochie looks like. Eventually, we're going to get a body for her, and
We got to save some money up first.
yeah,
Like a whole
so-
Frankenstein thing.
Yeah, I mean, so hopefully we'll be able to actually have her join us here. In fact, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Remember when we were sitting here talking? I think we actually might have a
Might have a
clip of
might
that.
have a clip of that.
I'm stuck.
What are you stuck on?
It's this conspiracy theory that I've heard some rumblings on. Okay, I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically, there's a place that you hear a lot about, but I don't think it's really there. But
Oh?
I'm having trouble finding a good clip or an article or anything really that will prove that. And I don't know. I really need an extra set of hands.
An extra set of hands? I know somebody. Come with me.
Okay.
Trust me on this.
What is this all about?
Scoochie!
So anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a little. We're tossing it out there. Scoochie will. We'll fill you in on how we
She'll
got
join
Scoochie.
us, and then
Yeah.
everything will change.
We got time for one last question, and then we got.
I think
That was
Was
the
that
last
last one?
question.
Oh. Alright.
Do you have any questions for me?
Do I have any questions for you?
Put you on the spot here. I made up that last question. The question for both.
No, but
What? Here, okay, I got one. I got one. So we'll just reverse the last question that we had, and this is what we'll end on. This is now the end of week number 3 of the show. What has been your favorite thing about doing this? It can be a moment from the show. It can be just any part of it. What has been your favorite moment thus far?
the favorite moment thus far has been when we do research for certain topics, especially Worst Week Wednesdays. The reactions that as we're showing each other various things back and forth. Hey, look at this. No, I can one up you here. No, I can one up you here.
Yeah.
So far, no one's been able to one up the stick in the mouth though.
Oh man.
Can we not talk about that?
That's still.
I didn't even see that, and that was painful.
That's been my favorite.
And I've gotten so many comments on that thing. Oh man.
That has been my favorite part of the show is when we do Worst Week Wednesday.
Worst Week Wednesday is definitely my favorite day of the week. Finding the clips is definitely fun. Editing is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I do all the editing. But I think my favorite. I'm gonna get kind of sappy here, but my honestly my favorite thing. I mean, I come over here and I hang out all the time, and usually like he said, it's a lot of sitting and watching videos or watching bad movies, or we watch a lot of just like Russian car crashes. That's what started the whole Russian clip of the week thing.
Day.
Clip of the day.
Hey, I haven't done that for 5 days, guys.
What's funny is we have had one person that sent in the video and it said clip of the week, even though the clearly stated on the message clip of the day. But my favorite thing about doing this show is this right here. Just the three of us hanging out and just working on a project. I mean,
It's a bonding experience, to quote Keith from Voltron.
Yeah, it is.
It was a lot of bonding moments.
It really is, and that's my favorite thing, is just the actual experience of doing the show. That is my favorite part.
Oh, you're gonna make him cry.
Yeah. So now that we've ran for like 35 plus minutes here, let's shut this thing up.
Yeah.
You know a little bit more about us now. Tell us some things about you. We beg all the time. Put those comments in there. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's Scallywag Productions the show Scallywag Productions. And then we're linked up to all the. There's a different address for the other ones. What?
The Instagram's the same, but it's an underscore instead of a hyphen because I can do the hyphen.
So the show underscore Scallywag Productions.
And I can't honestly remember the Twitter handle. Give me a moment.
But hit us up on there. They're all linked up and everything. So I think we've actually got the links on there.
Yeah, we should have the links up on our Facebook page. If not, we will be.
But what is going on?
There's a lot of weird.
So join us next week when we do a paranormal episode about this house.
The Twitter is the show _SW because Scallywag was too long.
Okay, well there you go. There you go. So yeah, leave us comments if you have any more questions. We'll definitely do another one of these sometimes whenever you guys come up with some more questions and things. I promise the next one won't be 45 minutes long, but yeah. You got anything?
I just have the last thing we need to end on, like we end every day on.
What time is it?
We're the staff at Schultz and Dooley's, and here's your Russian clip of the day.
Показываю поворотник. Вставай на тормоз. Сейчас. Царапнем, тормози. Тормози, мать твою! Дура! Блин, тормози! Поздравляю.